Hello, I'm Ann Keeler Evans, peacemaker, priestess, poet, and author of the Peacemaker's Tarot for the 21st Century and Peacemaker's Tarot Major Arcana deck. Every month, I read cards to look at the wisdom the deck offers us in the bright and the dark of the moon. Tonight is a compilation reading for the dark of the hearts full of peace moon and starting of the peace of dreaming moon. It was a fairly interesting reading for the first 3 nights of a new moon. Very interestingly, the first card that came up was Intervention, which showed up in last month's Bright of the Moon's reading, and Intervention never showed up in the readings from last year. So what are we being asked to do? I believe we're being asked to stand up for peace, for justice, for our neighbors, however it is that works for us. There is chaos out there, some of it deliberately so. And there is emptiness as we look for leaders and look for some sense to be emerging from this. But the fact is, sweethearts, we're it. We're it for the sensible ones. And we're here to say no to the chaos. Because as long as they can spin us, as long as we consent to be horrified by what they do as opposed to determined, we're in trouble. The next card was learning. It's not the very first card, which indicates that we have already stepped off and we're into this next year, but it's the second. Learning, facts, and story. What do we need to be learning now? And how do we best learn? Do we learn with facts? Do we learn with stories? Both depend on good questions. I think stories demand us to reach out a bit to our neighbors and our communities so that we can be helping craft a story that we need to hear. And the facts, folk, we've never needed you more. What's happening? What are you working for? I have to admit, because I'm a story girl, I am not very good at searching through all of the ridiculous and horrible things that are going on and saying this is their purpose. I can't dream of that purpose. I couldn't consider it. But some people can. Some people are really good at considering those things and figuring out what's being done. And so we need to be building alliances. And we need to be telling the stories, which are actually based on very good fact, that community is what makes what's going on better, and it's what can lead us to stand up. And then we move from learning to the next card, which is purpose. And this card looks at celebration and healing as part of our purpose, which is, I think, true for all of us. We have to ask carefully, what are we celebrating in these times? And what are we helping people to heal? How are we helping ourselves to heal? I also think that this is a lovely time to be asking ourselves, what is my purpose here? What am I here to do? How am I going to make a difference? Whether I make a difference in my neighborhood, in my family, in my community, or in the world. Because we have the power to make a difference. Each of us has our own superpower. We use that word so easily, but we each have things we're really good at. And We underestimate the healing pieces of it that are communal, that are, "Do you wanna have a cup of tea? I made some cookies. I made a big casserole. Do you want some?" Reaching out to people who are lonely and helping them form and be part of a community, because who knows what gifts they have. One of the things I was taught as a kid, my brother and I were talking about this the other day, but one of the things I was taught is to greet people and to talk to people and to ask them questions. And people say, "Well, you're an extrovert." Some of it's that, and some of it is, this is just what I've learned to do. And to know what people are interested in, they'll tell you. They'll tell us their stories, and that's really exciting. It is time for us not to go, "When is this all going to be over?" Because it's not going to be over unless we support the change to something different. We need to dream a dream and figure out how we make that dream come true for our country. We need to be citizens, good citizens. I'll talk to you next month. But in the meantime, if you want to know stuff about me, you can find me at annkeelerevans.org or on my Substack, which is also Ann Keeler Evans. Thank you for listening to me read. If you have feedback, please follow me and let me know. I'm really happy to have that. If you follow me along a little bit at annkeelerevans.org, you will see things changing. For the moment, I wish you salam, shalom, peace, and blessed be in this new year and in your new endeavors. Talk to you soon.